It is about 4:30 in the afternoon here on Wednesday, March 25th, I believe, 2026. We got some more breeze from the south. It's warm weather. It's about 80 degrees right now. Hoping for more rain. Rain would be nice. But I got the animals moved out here, the sheep at least. They're moved out here. I took them out of the pen that was over there. They basically grazed everything and they ate all the hay. I moved the chickens where the sheep were. And I let them out into the rest of the row here. So that is a little bit past the halfway mark. So let's just say it's about 400 feet wide. So 400 from this all the way down the fence to there. And then it's about 80 feet long is the area I gave them here. And they're gonna go through here and they're gonna eat all that green grass. And I'm probably gonna leave them here for 2 days, maybe 3 days. And then the next row is gonna be here, just south of here. And then I'll have them graze that. And then once they work their way to the midway point of the field, then they probably won't be coming back here until next year. So anyway, the sheep look like they're doing well. I was feeding them protein blocks, 18% protein blocks, to supplement the hay. The hay doesn't have a lot of protein in there, and they were devouring those. They had gotten to this habit that when they saw me walk towards them, they would start coming towards me because they knew I had some food for them. Now there's just enough. I think there's enough grass they can nibble on. They'd rather eat the grass and the different things. And they're shedding. You can see this one is shedding. And that's a nice thing about the hair breeds. The hair sheep is they don't have to be shorn. They just naturally shed their hair every spring. The general health of the animals, there's a couple that are not in very good health. There's a couple with hoof problems. One of them I was able to catch a couple days ago, and the hoof was not in great condition. The good news is there wasn't maggots in there. Sometimes the hoof gets to a point where they have maggots in there, so I trimmed back the hoof a little bit, but the hoof had grown so strong that I wasn't able to cut. I wasn't able to cut the hoof to the proper shape, and I don't know if that was the right treatment for an animal in that condition. One thing I did notice is that one time I went out and there was the outer wall of a hoof lying on the ground, an overgrown hoof, right? And I tried to find the sheep that it belonged to. I was looking for a sheep that had like a tender foot or something. I didn't see any sheep that was missing the outer wall of the hoof. So what I think actually happened was the new hoof grew under the old one, and then eventually it shed off the old one. So maybe they have a natural way to restore their hoof to perfect health, beyond just the wear and tear that naturally happens on the hoof wall. But I didn't really see any sheep with like hoof rot or anything like that. I think it's mechanical problems from the hoof overgrowing. I think the reason why the hoof grows like that is because they do get a little bit of hoof rot or something, and that makes the hoof grow in a weird shape. This one right here, she's a bit rough looking. She has some hoof issues. I'd like to get in there and do the hoof. I was thinking of using like a belt sander or something like that to try to work the hoof back, put like 60 grit sandpaper in there, just kind of gently, touch the hoof back and move it back. I'm sure that the sound of the machine would cause problems. Okay, watch this. Watch what this dog is doing. I'm going to bark at the dog here. I'm going to use words when I bark, but I've been training these dogs not to chase the lambs. The lambs like to give chase. Don't fall for that trap. And you can see this dog just sheepishly moves away. He got a little excited at first. That's one of the things why I'm recording now is I wanted to watch how the dogs behave with the sheep, not that the dogs have access to the sheep. So he did not give chase. That's a good dog. You can see he's a little wet. He was playing in the pond. The cows are where the pond is, and so they go out and say hello to the cows and then jump in the water, roll around. It's more like mud actually, but anyway. There's my drought sensor here. This puddle in front of the gate. If I'm in a drought, it's dry, so you can see that we're in a severe drought. For most of the year, this should be full, muddy, but we're dry. We're very, very dry. We've been that way for 3 years now. 21, 22, 23, 24, 4 years. 21 was that a bad? I think 21 in June is when the bad drought started. The 150-year drought, and then we get a little rain, and they say, okay, drought's over, and the drought starts up again next month. So we're in D3 right now. So now, those of you that live out in actual desert country like Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, and stuff like that, eastern Washington, D3 would look a lot worse than this looks. Okay. But normally we get 36 inches of rain, which is about 3 times as much rain as Seattle gets. So, yeah, we're dry. We're very dry. So, is that a boy? Dude, just because I'm recording, you want to jump up and say hello. This dog is for sale. Buy this dog. He's a good dog. Might need a little bit of training, but I haven't had any problems. Where are the other dogs? I think they didn't want to follow me. He's the only one that followed me into this pasture. So, anyway, just a windy day. There goes my hat. Bye, hat. All right, guys, you have a great day. Bye-bye.